Welcome to Retirement with Jim. So today we're going to talk about tariffs. Are they good? Are they bad? What do you think? So before we get started, if you like my channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps my channel grow. Along with that, feel free to leave comments. Love to hear from you, what your thoughts are, what you like, don't like, and any other subjects you might want me to talk about in the future. Okay, let's get started. So tariffs. Okay, let's look a little bit at their history. Tariffs were really popular from 1790 to 1860 in this country. The revenue that was generated from it was about 90% of that was what helped the government pay its way, its expenses. So that was, but you're talking 1790 to 1860. We are far from that time in our lives now. So tariffs raise, the cost to consumers. They are it is paid by, it's paid initially by the company, which then imports the product, and then that money goes into the treasury. And that's where Trump talks about, well, we're going to make all kinds of money. But along the way, companies, we can't absorb those costs. So we, of course, pass them on. They have passed them on to the consumer. So the consumer ultimately pays what's on there. So, and along with that, they're likely to provide to other countries retaliatory tariffs because you hit us, we hit you, just exactly what he's saying. So the Trump had his tariffs that he put on in his first administration. So the year ending in the most current data, ending in September of 2024, we took in $80 billion from tariffs, compared to $2.5 trillion in individual income tax, which is really what this country uses to pay the federal government, to pay its way and pay all its bills. For history, an income tax was established in 1913. So, tariffs, they hurt in many ways. So, for instance, the last round that Trump put in, they put tariffs on China, and China retaliated by saying they're not going to buy, the corn that they were, and the soy that they were buying. So farmers were losing terribly. They were losing millions upon millions of dollars. So eventually what happened was the government had to give billions of dollars to farmers in aid to be able to offset their losses. In that same time, washing machines, they put the tariffs on them. Well, they went up by $86. Dryers in the same period went up $92. Strangely enough, dryers weren't on the tariffs. They only put a tariff on washers. So what that tells you is companies took advantage of that and said, well, we're raising the washer, let's raise the dryer. And, and that was just extra profits for them. So there's plenty of profiteering that does go on, because as prices go up and they pay for goods, it becomes easy for large corporations to say, well, we're going to raise the prices on a lot of things and we'll just kind of blame it on the tariffs. And henceforth, they are going to make far more profits. So, you don't get a lot of cry and pushback from the wealthy because, let's face it, they're getting the advantage of raising the prices and reaping the profits. In the past, companies would, that did have to deal with the tariffs would divert some of what they were going to do, bring in to other countries to avoid the tariffs. Well, now that Trump says he is pushing tariffs on all countries, there is little room to divert, meaning that there's no place to turn. The consumers are going to face, that long-term pain and that hurt. And look at what the stock market has done. That's down by 1,500 points. If you are certainly in retirement, that's less money you're going to have because your stock portfolio is taking a dive. And so your 401k is taking a hit. If you're about to retire, it's probably going to have to give you some second thoughts about whether you really want to or not. Just things to think about, because tariffs, in my mind, tariffs are no good. There was a time back in the 1800s, tariffs made, perfect sense. But not no more. And a global economy needs to be able to participate. There are things that they buy from us, we buy from them, and that's what all fair trade is all about. But here for us, middle America, especially, and the poor, they're really going to get hurt by this tremendously. You have two things that happen when tariffs go in place. Prices either go up or jobs get lost because companies have to lay off because people stop buying their product. It's a no-win situation either way. So it's time to kind of speak your voice, talk to your congressman, talk to your representative, and say, this is not something that benefits anybody, regardless of your affiliation, your party affiliation. We all come out losers. We all suffer the pain through this. And the president says, oh, well, there's going to be a little bit of pain for a little while. What's a little bit of pain and what's a little bit of while? None of us really know. And when you're wealthy, those things don't matter to you because you can live through it, and really it's not an issue to you at all. But for us, the average Joe at the grocery store, at the gas station, the pain is real. It forces you to make some really uncomfortable choices. And think about your retirement, what my channel is all about. That's what you're going to live on the rest of your life. Taking a hit once you've retired or you're about to retire might be something you might not recover from. So for me, it's a general thumbs down. So let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. And with that, I'm going to tell you have a great day, or at least try to have a better one. And I'll see you in the next one.